Hi everybody, it's Chris here. Thank you very much for joining me again for chapter 11 of Archie Unplugs the Internet. Hope you had a good, nice, relaxing weekend. I think we're now officially into the Easter holidays as well, so that's a good sign, isn't it? How was your weekend? Did you enjoy it? Let me know in the comments below. I sillily, if that's a word, decided to take down my garden shed yesterday, and still working on it today, and we'll probably be working on it for the rest of the week. It's going to be one of them days. I was thinking about this over the weekend, and tell me what you think about this idea. Because we only actually, I need to tell you something else as well. I actually managed to find another four copies of Archie Unplugs the Internet in the cupboard. So that means I can put it back on sale. So I'm going to put it back on sale now. And then if it sells out again, it sells out. But what I was thinking about doing was putting this up for raffle. And people can get a raffle ticket and they can they can win this actual book, the actual book that I've been reading from. I'll personalise it. I'll sign it for you as well. Let me know if that would be something that you'd be interested in. So I think pretty much it's time to get started. Where we last left it, Archie had unplugged the internet, and we'd established that it was Archie's fault. Archie was the reason that the internet wasn't happening anymore. And Terence Task managed to find out where it came from and explained all the reasons why everything happened, and said to Archie, you are the only person who can give the world back the internet. And Archie thought about it. And now we're on to chapter 11. Rows upon rows of satellites lined the streets of the little town in the northeast of Scotland. LBD News had been following Terence D. Task and knew that he had uncovered the world's internet crisis. Reporters had followed him to the Lane residence, and they were gathered outside the house on Task Terrace, waiting on further updates from Archie, the boy who unplugged the internet. Crowds had formed behind the reporters, with people desperate to know whether Archie would plug it back in or not. 2 days passed, and as patience was dwindling, Task said to give Archie space and to let him come to the decision on his own. Finally, the front door of Archie's house opened, revealing a tall, confident Terence D. Task with a small, frightened Archie behind him. They stood together on the doorstep. Archie was dazzled by the flashing lights of the cameras. Task put a comforting arm around him. Archie knew that he would be okay. Task raised his hand and quietened the crowd. Silence fell. About 3 weeks ago, life as we knew it changed. The internet plunged into darkness. No longer could we communicate the way we were used to, shop with the convenience we had become accustomed, or be entertained on demand the way we loved. We were forced to entertain ourselves, talk face to face, and shop in stores again. We had to relearn to live our lives the way we did before the internet became a household essential. And, to be quite honest, I think we've done a sterling job. The crowd cheered. Task continued. You'll be wondering, why did this happen? Who caused it? What caused it? Terence moved aside and gestured towards Archie. Archie stepped forward. This is Archie, he said. He's the reason all of this happened. I'm not going to tell you why, where, or how, but Archie, through his curiosity and love of exploring, happened upon my inconspicuous source of the world's internet and unplugged it. Imagine coming across a giant plug at 10 years old. Archie did what any 10-year-old would do and unplugged the mysterious plug, just to see what would happen. The crowd started to mutter under their breath angrily. Now, before you get angry, please don't chastise Archie for being curious. We were all curious explorers at one point in our lives. I'd like to think that Archie has given you conversation, the outdoors, real-life social interactions, to name a few. Before the blackout, when was the last time you went to the park just for the sake of going for a walk? It's so relevant. And not to take a picture of a passing swan? When was the last time you spoke to your neighbour about something other than social media interaction? When was the last time you drove somewhere new without GPS? These are skills that we're losing because of the internet. Archie has given us them back. Grown-ups with children, when was the last time you had a meal and a conversation with your children without a TV and were really listening to your children? Children, I know you couldn't get online and play your games, but you were playing outside in the fresh air. You've met new neighbours you've lived beside for years, and you didn't even know their names. You're now knocking on each other's doors to ask out to play. This is what happened when Archie unplugged the internet. He gave you your life back. The crowd started to mutter again, in agreement, albeit still hesitant to fully commit to the new information. Tass went on. Due to some unexplained phenomenon, and despite many, many attempts by lots of different people, it appears Archie is the only person who can give us back the internet. He's the only person who can physically get to the plug. Archie, what are you going to do? The crowd's eyes shifted to the nervous little boy. He knew what he had to do. He beckoned Task, who lowered his ear to Archie, and Archie whispered his idea to him. Archie thought this would make everyone happy. And that is the end of chapter 11. Oh, I'm so excited. Chapter 12 comes tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Actually, chapter 12 and the little extra chapter at the end. So tomorrow will be the last chapter of Archie Unplugs the Internet. There are 4 copies of Archie available on the website. Go and grab them while you can. They're £5 each. Hopefully you do that. If not, you can get them on ebook. It's lucisblueday.com/ebooks. I look forward to reading this again with you tomorrow. Have a brilliant night. Bye!